In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at an introduction to negative exponents. And when we do that, we're going to actually look at this specific chart that we're given. All right. So we're going to look for patterns in the table below. Okay. So we have a base, okay, in this part of the table, okay? And we're looking at the numbers. So this is saying 2 to the first power is 2, 2 to the second power is 4, 2 to the third power is 8. We know this. And 2 to the 0 power is 1. But 2 to the negative 1 power is 1/2. 2 to the negative 2 power is 1/4. 2 to the negative third power is 1/8. And when you notice here, there's kind of a little trend when it comes to the negative exponents, right? The only difference between a positive and negative exponent is that when you have a negative exponent, it's the reciprocal of the positive exponent. Because if we wrote 2 as a fraction, right, it's 2 over 1, 4 over 1, 8 over 1. So when we flip those, that's what we get when we have a negative exponent. So what is the relationship between the positive powers and negative powers? They are reciprocals of each other. So as shown in the table, 2 to the third equals 8. How could I write this in exponential form? So again, it's a reciprocal. So all I got to do is flip to the third. When I flip to the third, it's 1 over 2 to the third. And that's the relationship we're going to have when it comes to negative exponents. So a negative exponent does not get a negative answer. It flips the base. That's what it does. All right, so we're looking at our bases 3 here, right? We know 3 to the first is 3. We know 3 to the second is 9. We know 3 to the third is 27, right? That means 3 to the negative first is going to be 1/3. 3 to the negative second is going to be 1/9. 3 to the negative third is going to be 1 over 27. Let's look at our next base, 5. All right. Anything to the 0 power, we're going to notice is 1, and we'll show you later on in the lesson why that is. Okay, so all of these, that's going to be a 1, right? 5 to the first is 5. 5 to the second is 25. 5 to the third is 125. That means 5 to the negative first is 1/5. 5 to the negative second is 1 over 25. 5 to the negative third is 1 over 125. And then our last one, 10. 10 to the 0 is 1. 10 to the first is 10. They already figured out the rest for us. So 10 to the negative 1 is going to be 1 over 10. 10 to the negative 2 is going to be 1 over 100. 10 to the negative 3 is going to be 1 over 1,000. So we know that an exponent results in repeated multiplication, yet when we have a negative exponent, it results in a smaller number. What does that exponent imply, the negative exponent imply? That we are repeatedly dividing. Repeatedly dividing. All right. So back to the beginning. So our relationship between a positive exponent and negative exponent is that it is flipped, right? 3, x to the first is 3, x to the negative first is 1/3. So if I want to find any number, okay, to the negative exponent, let's say 3 to the negative 6th, that's going to be 1 over 3 to the 6th, and I got to figure out what 3 to the 6th is. So I'm going to use my calculator. 3 to the 6, right? And that's 729. So that your result is 1 over 729. So using this rule here, we're going to work on some problems and use the negative exponents to get your reciprocal answers. So work through these problems. If you have questions in class, please let me know. Thank you for watching today's video.